Welcome back, squad. Player analysis, wide receiver. Let's get into it. Welcome back, squad. Like I said, wide receiver, Luther Burden, Garrett Wilson. Let's jump in. I used to love Garrett Wilson. I'm not super in love with him again, but I'm not against him this year. He's coming in at wide receiver 16 in that range. This is ADP right now. He was injured a bunch last year, which just sucks, so it's hard to gauge. But there are some good things that I saw. He had 8.4 targets a game last season, which is still good in the games that he was healthy. And he didn't have a game less than 8 targets, which is nice. Now, he didn't have 8 catches in every game. He had some games that were duds against the Bills and the Broncos, but the targets were there, which is always encouraging. He had a 30% target share on the year, which, I mean, to be fair, he's on the Jets, so who else are we going to throw to? And when he was healthy, he was top 10 in average snap count on the season at wide receiver. So when he's healthy, he's on the field, he's playing, he's getting targets. All that stuff is there. In my mind, maybe the biggest thing, you have to remember that was with Justin Fields at quarterback, who threw the ball like 11 times in 4 games. My dude. Now he's going to Geno, who's insane and will throw 7 picks. Don't get me wrong, he's not good, but he's fun and interesting, kind of. And they're going to throw more. Surely. So I'm definitely interested in Wilson, but there are some things that I don't trust, right? So the Jets actually tried to improve this offseason. Crazy idea. They drafted a tight end and a wide receiver in round 1. I don't know their names. Does the Oregon dude, Sadiqua, and then the wideout, Jalen. I have no idea what his name is. But they drafted 2 guys, which is interesting. Now, the core was so bad before, I don't know how much it will affect Wilson. I'm curious about it. It definitely could, but I don't know that it will. Mason Taylor was the top tight end there. He's still going to have a role. But like the number 2 was Adonai Mitchell, and that was like after the trade. Before it was Alan Lazard, mate? Oh, God, no. Anyway, I want to see how it happens and how it unfolds as we get closer, but I'm curious about Wilson. I think he's going to drop a little bit more, which I would like. He's a little rich, but I don't hate him. I don't hate anyone at the right price. So that's kind of Garrett Wilson, the gauge on him. I could see him having big games, wow, than last year. I could also see him having some dud games too. Not because he has Fields throwing the ball 6 times a game, but because he has Geno throwing 4 picks and they just bleed the clock because they're the Jets and they've given up on football and they're changing to lacrosse or something. Luther Burden's interesting. If you watch my ice cream video, I wasn't super high on him, and I don't want to say I'm on board because I'm not that, but I am more intrigued by him now. He's going at wide receiver 22. Some of this might be repeat information. He averaged 4 targets a game last season. Not great numbers, obviously, right? He wasn't on the field a ton, though. He wasn't on the field half the time, so take that into factor. DJ Moore is gone. Moore averaged 5 targets a game last season. I think I can say pretty confidently that Burden will have at least 5 targets a game this season. The things I don't like, Rome is still there, and I think Rome is the one, and I think people kind of are ignoring that for some reason. I don't know. Colson Loveland's there. He's going to get his share. Caleb Williams is a runner, whereas Geno doesn't run the ball. So Caleb, he's not going to scramble 10 times a game, but if he scrambles 4, that's 4 less pass attempts. So little things, but could add up. The Bears were also top 10 in targets to the tight end position last year, so they throw to tight ends. And this offense is still Ben Johnson. It's still Caleb Williams. It's still these core of guys other than DJ Moore. So if you're drafting Burden, you're drafting for the ceiling, right? You're drafting him hoping he can be top 10, top 15, which is not insane to think that. I don't think that's crazy. But what you're picking Burden off of is that he looked good in that one game he had against the 49ers in week 17, and you're picking him based off DJ Moore being gone. Are those factors? Yes, of course. That's not nothing. But it's the riskier pick to get into the top 10. Now, I think he has a better odds of getting into the top 10 than Garrett Wilson. But do I trust him as much as Garrett Wilson? No. So it's kind of like last week. It depends what you want. I would say if you want the floor, it is the Jets, though. It's real hard to pick the Jets in anything. For me, if I'm going floor, I'm going Garrett Wilson if I want something safe. If I want risk it for the biscuit, or if he falls to me, I would take Luther Burden. Anyway, that's what I think about the wide receiver spot with Garrett Wilson and Luther Burden. Next week, we'll do running backs or quarterbacks, kickers. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll talk to you soon, though. Peace out.